We took $5.4 billion out of public school in 2011, and we haven't replaced it. We did smoke and mirrors that said that we were going to do different things to keep funding it. We haven't done it. We haven't given teachers raises that they adequately deserve. And so there's no doubt about the fact that we need to return that money into our school district. I've already told you I'm adamantly opposed to any voucher system, tax credit system, or anything that takes funding away. Recent articles showed that, and based on the information that I received, that from our charter schools currently being funded, they had a 12% college ready rate for their graduates, compared to a 68% college ready rate for our public schools. Now, I believe that each of them can do better. The 12%, we should cut off the funding to charter schools if they can't do that. We give them the money without the accountability. We should absolutely create environments of accountability, and we should fund schools properly. No vouchers, no tax credits.
So in charter schools, as I understand, they were begun as an experiment. And let's see if we can educate students in a public school setting, but without some of the state mandates. That was the idea behind charter schools. Now there's been some mission drift and mission creep, I guess is the term. And we're not sure all we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. Here's what we've done about that. In 2013, Senate Bill 2, that I proudly supported, says for charter schools that are not performing, we're going to shut them down. We're going to shut down the charter schools that are not performing well. For those that are, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, meeting student needs. If they're in a community where there's a need, let's do what they're doing right. Let's try to replicate that. And we're thankful for great public schools where we live. We can always do better. That's why we're involved. That's why you guys are here. We can always do better. But we're thankful for great public schools around here with community involvement, with parental involvement. There are places in Texas we recognize in some tough areas where the schools are still chronically failing and even dangerous. And in areas like that, parents have come to us. We had parents come to us in Oak Cliff, really nice Hispanic folks, and they said, our children are in this, our daughter's in this school. We're concerned about her safety. We have no options. For people like that, there need to be some options. Now, we can work on the details and make sure we're complying with the law. Here's what I'll say. For our part of the world where we live with great public schools, we want to make sure the resources are here and make sure our teachers have the tools they need. So we're not going to do anything to take funds away from our public schools in East Texas that we're thankful for. We have to keep these principles in mind as we move forward. That's fundamentally the case. But with charter schools, yes, there's got to be accountability. And on the funding question, school funding is completely out of whack. And let's fix those formulas because they should not be getting a disparate amount of funding. That should be fair, just like in a traditional public school. That's got to be fixed.
Okay, so take everything that these guys said that you liked, and that's my position, okay? So I can't remember everything they all said, but if you liked it, just count me in. No, you know what? I agree with everything they've said. We all are huge supporters of education, period. There's some minor differences. I know Red doesn't like vouchers. I don't like vouchers, but there are some times when I think the vouchers may be necessary. But let me put a stipulation there. My priority is making sure the school system is funded properly. If the vouchers rape the system, no. But what I really prefer is what I talked about earlier. There are some things we can do that will change the system so a lot of those people who would want vouchers won't want to leave. Like I talked about earlier, the whole system out there in California, the only thing I ever saw that they did good. Okay? We were able to keep the money there. It didn't rob the system. They cleaned out some of the classroom. They actually had to hire more teachers because the kids had to actually go to the school. They had to affiliate with a school, and they had to go to a school, and they had to take tests. They had to have their work checked. So there are even more teachers hired. So again, we all agree that education is the most important thing. We all agree that it's got to be funded properly. The question is, what's the right mix? In my opinion, when I started out tonight, the first thing I told you is, I don't know. I need you to tell me. I need to spend time with you. I need to look at the budget. I need you to tell me what you need. And then I'm going to find the tools for you to do what you need to do and what you do